Hello, everyone. My name is Teddy Fikre, and I'm running for the U.S. Congress to represent Virginia, the 8th Congressional District, to be specific, which is comprised of Alexandria, Arlington, and parts of Southern Fairfax. So this is actually the second campaign video, if you call it that. The first one was kind of an overview of the issues that matter and why you should vote for me. This one is a little bit more of an introduction about me and what is going to differentiate this campaign from the ones that we see all the time. Somebody asked me on Twitter this morning, "Hey, listen, you haven't said who your campaign manager is. You made a video in D.C. This kind of seems a bit off." Was the exact statement on Twitter, and I responded, "Well, first and foremost, I just announced 2 days ago, and if this campaign is going to seem a bit off, as she noted, there's a reason. It's by design. This I'm not. I have no intention of running the typical campaign. And to be honest with you, my aim, if I'm successful in this, is to kind of turn politics on its head, because the status quo is just not working for us. And so part of this process, I've been involved in politics for a very long time. In 2008, I got really involved with the Obama campaign. And then once he got elected, I wanted to become I strove to be a community organizer for the Ethiopian community. I've been really, I was up until 2014, I was really involved on that level, trying to affect change within the establishment. 2015 was a shift, really a marker in my life that fundamentally transformed the way that I view politics, and really on a broader scale, the way I view justice and social change. Right, I became homeless for 2 years, 2.5 years, and I saw things and witnessed things from not from a place of it's one thing to kind of care about homelessness, inequalities from a distance, right? I mean, I've had my share of hardships in my life. By no means has my life been a crystal stairs, but at the same token, on the broader scale, I've enjoyed a pretty, if you call it that, a privileged life. In Ethiopia, my father had a pretty successful career in the Ethiopian Airlines, which is a very elite place to work at. And we come here as immigrants. We struggled. My father worked 3, 4 jobs at a time to make sure that we have a shelter and food on the table. But as a child, I only know so much in terms of the hardships that my parents are going through. And then I go to college, got my MBA, pretty successful life as a consultant at Booz Allen Hamilton, as an IT project manager. So, the things that I care about, the inequalities of the world, it was kind of from a distance. Seeing the scale of human suffering from a firsthand perspective, it really changed me. There was a time where I was thinking, I was speaking against division, but I was being divisive myself. And that's the catch-22 that we find ourselves in. In a lot of ways, I think the vast majority of human beings, we care deeply about issues such as social justice, about equality of opportunities, fairness in tax codes. These things. I think most of us, at the very least, just want the ability for all of us to have a shot in life. How far we make it, it's up to us. But at the very least, don't inhibit our ability to make it in life. But the problem becomes, and this is where I'm kind of every day, I'm kind of moving towards this understanding that there really is no us versus them. When I was in 2008, us versus them for me was Democrats versus Republicans. I saw myself as a Democrat, and so then the enemy or the foe or the other side were Republicans. Well, and up to a point, caring about African American issues, about racism, I was kind of like Malcolm X in a way. I without knowing it, I was collectively judging all the ills of the world on white people. 2015 changed all that for me. Seeing that when it comes to human suffering, there's no boundary. Everyone suffers. The majority of the people that were homeless in South Carolina and Colorado and Tennessee were white people. So that does that take away from the fact that racism exists? No, it doesn't. But at the same token, I realize that pains are interconnected, and that there's a broader issue at play, right? It really boils down to one fact: it's planned inequalities. There's this world has an abundance. God's green earth has an abundance, to where we could all thrive if we work towards it. And those that can't work towards it, we could take care of them. But the way that things are set up right now, this corporate top down mentality that we have, we incentivize hoarding and greed, and rank individualism above the collective whole, and for that we suffer greatly. And so when I finally emerged from homelessness, everything was restored. By God's grace, I was able to go back into the project management world, making a pretty good living. Got married, had a child. What I realized is, well, you know what? The issue is not so much about color lines. It's not so much about gender lines. Although these things do exist, there's a foundation for all these things, which is economic inequality, right? And so my attitude shifted from us versus them on the foundational level, to us versus them in terms of the bottom 99%, as they call us, the poor, the working class, the middle class, the upper middle class, to the very few at the top who thrive, while the rest of us are kind of day by day being eviscerated. And one of, as I've said in the previous podcast, all of us are one or two missed paychecks away from disaster. This is not the America that we should accept that this is exactly where we're at today. So for me, this campaign represents an ongoing journey. I'm not coming at you with I have everything figured out. You're not going to see canned speeches. You're not going to see teleprompters. I do have ideas about solutions. Obviously, I mean, I do have a background in business consulting. I have an MBA from Johns Hopkins. I've studied policy and history and social behavior for a very long time. So I could talk about these things with anyone in a room and be able to have a conversation. And even I've led conversations on these issues. But there's a bigger thing I want to drive at, because we could legislate all we want, we could pass all the policies that we want, but there's we the people, and there's until we get to this one understanding that humanity is one, in a way, one big organism or organ, and we're all kind of organisms within that organ, right? So there's no divide. The rich and the poor and all in between, we're all, our fates are inextricably linked. And the only way that we could get out of this jam that we find ourselves in is by holding hands collectively, without exception. And so even my thinking that was the bottom 99% versus the 0.1%, at the end of the day, if we don't find a way to be inclusive without excluding anyone, then there's no way we're going to resolve this. The truth of the matter is, the establishment, as much as we want to bang against them or blame them, they have the institutional knowledge. We have to figure out a way, collectively, workers and owners, everyone needs to kind of sit at the table and figure out how to do this. And everyone needs to have a seat at the table. That's why I'm running, by the way, to ensure that at the very least that we, the people, if you want to call us the bottom 99%, have a seat at the table. Because right now we don't have a seat at the table. But at the same token, what I'm moving towards is that I'm really trying to stay away from vilifying or getting to that place of them. Because the truth of it is, there's if we want to heal our planet, if we want to heal America, If we want to present a future for our children that is different than what course that we're charting right now, well, we have to understand that at the core of it, there's a pain that we all go through. And, the ills of the world, pandemic, the response to the pandemic, the division that created. Instead of this moment being one that calls for unity, a moment of common purpose. Look how divided we became. Wars. This issue with Ukraine, creating more division. Politics, creating division everywhere. And in the divisions that we see, the divides that separate us based on our skin color, based on our ideologies, based on gender, based on belief systems, based on religion, whatever you want to call it. I mean, there's endless numbers of divide. It's really a manifestation or projection of the divides that we all have within ourselves. I'm not running to be, and to be a congressman, to be America's Dr. Phil, but I've known from my own journey that there's I have this theory, which I will, I explore this all the time. I actually write a lot about this. I call it the guzo of healing, or the journey. Guzo means a journey in Amharic, where everyone, nobody escapes pains. And most of the time, these pains that we experience as children, life becomes a process of healing from that. If we're lucky, a lot of us don't even acknowledge these things. We just keep moving forward. And when you see, yesterday I was driving in D.C. and I saw they must have been like 12, 13 years old, and they were dressed up like they were 22 years old, and it saddened me. At that age, I remember, I think at the age of 12, I was playing, hiding, I think it was like army games, like, where we were kind of playing almost like a hide and seek, right? This was what I knew growing up, playing outside with my friends, playing football, not knowing about the stuff of the world, Now, at the age of 12, we're imposing upon children things that they're just not even ready to handle, and they're being prodded to grow up a lot faster than they should. The childhood is lost, and in a way, childhood is lost for all of us. The innocence of childhood. We grow up, and we inherit the scars of this world, and we internalize them. And there's a reason why it says that in order to gain the kingdom of heaven, we must return to the innocence of youth. We at a certain point, we entered this world without all this baggage, and then the world taught us to view the world, to view our neighbors as different, to view others not as common men and common man and common man and common woman in a common journey, but as enemies, someone to be afraid of, someone to defeat. And so these things happen because at the core there's issues that we have not resolved. There's a division within us, the division of good versus evil, the division of empathy versus narcissism. All of us have it. It's inescapable. So as we heal within, we could actually heal without. And a lot of times we avoid our own in order to latch on to the latest outrage. And the outrage and the injustices will only further the more we ignore our own, the own healing journey that we must go through. Mahatma Gandhi once said, "Be the change that we want to see." So in that way, this campaign that I'm running, our campaign as I call it, it's a novel approach to politics, because politics is a process of dividing people, and what I'm hoping to accomplish is unite, to create a common platform to unify people. So again, you will not see slick ads, you will not see teleprompters, you will not see poll tested answers. What you will get is someone that speaks from the heart, And when I do these podcasts, you might see a study here or an here. Who I am is a everyday person, running to represent everyday people just like you. Don't have it all figured out. I'm not flawless. I've made mistakes in my life. If you want someone that has it all figured out, if you want someone that's uber rich, that doesn't necessarily know your pains, well, you have my opponents. Someone that presents an image of super success. But know this: everyone has a test in life, and what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to present myself in a curated fashion. You will get the authentic me, Teddy. Teddy that wakes up every day trying to do better for myself, for my son, for my family. Teddy that has made mistakes in the past and that might even make mistakes in the future, but will always own up to it. And that's what Fikre for Virginia is. Fikre for Virginia. Fikre, my last name, means my love in Amharic, and I'm originally from Ethiopia. What I've realized now more than ever is that love. Martin Luther King once said that anger cannot drive out anger. Darkness cannot drive out anger. Only love could do that. So I'm here, running for Congress, picking up the mantle of love, anger, and fury, and rage against the machine, divisiveness, antagonism, endless grievances. These are not sources of empowerment. These are sources of disempowerment. And the more we divide ourselves, and we put ourselves into these ghettos of identities and ideologies that have been imposed upon us, the further we get away from a solution. So this campaign that I'm running, that I hope you'll be a part of, is to reject that. Is to offer a new path forward. So a novel approach might not necessarily attract everyone initially, right? Because people are used to what they know. But I think, I submit before you, that what we know is not working. This is why election cycle after election cycle we keep voting for the same, for change, only to get the same. So let's try something different. Let's try authenticity for once, instead of a curated, a Zoom shot where you see somebody dressed up in a suit and a tie. If you zoom out, it's a mess, right? That's what our politics has become. It's a tight shot, a zoom in of somebody that looks, at the very top with a suit on at the bottom, wearing boxers. This is just this. This is fake life. I don't know what else to call it. We're living a very artificial life, and you can't get substance from artificial campaigns. So I'm running for Congress to represent Virginia, not on a curated and what the conventional politics, but unconventional, one that includes you. So if you want to be a part of this journey, I ask you to check out the website. It's www.fikre, Fikre. That's, you can see that at the bottom right hand corner. Fikre, Fikre, number 4.com. You can follow me on social media. It's Teddy _ Fikre. Also the same social media. It's Fikre 4 VA. That's on pretty much across all the social media platforms as well. Be a part of this journey. I call it essentially growing as we go. What you see right now is a website that's still in the infancy. Policy positions that I'm still kind of articulating. I have one volunteer that said I'm definitely a part of this. We're gonna grow. I have faith in that. But that faith, that seed that I'm planting, cannot grow without you watering it. So I'm asking you to join this effort, this novel approach to change politics, and not even, this is not even political. This is a movement of healing. for each one of us to grab hold of the mantle of healing within so we could heal without. Thank you, everyone, for listening to me. Again, my name is Teddy Fikre. I'm running for Congress. Thank you. Have a blessed day. Peace.